Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share a quick update on my Blackflame Bloodmage. The previous video I showcased a budget version that had about 2 to 3 divines invested, and currently this build is still relatively budget. I've spent about 15 divines on it so far, and later on in this clips I'm just gonna go over my build, some changes I've made, along with the passive tree changes and all that. There is a love-hate relationship with this build, just because the playstyle does feel a little clunky, but the aesthetics and the visuals are really nice. The damage is 10 out of 10. Survivability, I was able to address that with the additional investment that I put into the build, and it feels more solid and all around right now. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are playing this as well, hopefully this video will give you some insights on what you can upgrade first and how, what you should expect from the build at this budget. So stay tuned. I'm gonna go over my build at the end of these clips here. Alright, so first thing I want to go over is the gear upgrades that I got. The two expensive purchases I've made were the Undying Hate Jewel for Tekrot. This cost me 9 divines, as well as Heart of the Well, which gives instant leech for I believe 3 divines. So I spent a total of 12 divines here. Farming has been rough this league. I'm still figuring out what is the best strategy, and I think the conclusion is that there isn't really a good strategy. The end game is kind of a cluster mess right now, so that's a different topic, but these are the two main upgrades I did. Undying Hate really increased our survivability just because of this node right here, Sacrifice of Blood. Basically, our skills cost more life and we regenerate a ton of life based on life spent. So we are basically getting about 3,000 life per second regen, and that caps us all the way up. Heart of the Wall, instant leech is great to synergizes with the Vitality Siphon, just because we have a lot of spells hitting all the time, and this basically again just tops out our life very quick. So these two items here increase our survivability drastically. Other upgrades I've made include Calm's Heart. This was the most latest one. I think I paid about 5 divines for this, and it's basically it brings us from like 2.7k life all the way to 4.5k life, so it's a huge life increase at the cost of having no spirit. So we drop, I was show you what I was running before. I believe it was this right here. So it's a 600 energy shield, 200 life armor that I was running previously, and I was using Crimson Power, so I dropped that for Gore Spike, which gave us about 90% increase critical damage bonus. So that is huge. It's a huge DPS increase. So Calms increase our survivability as well as allow us to get more damage. The cost is we drop a bunch of auras, which really wasn't doing much anyway. It's Withering Presence, Time of something, and yeah, that's about it. And also we dropped the Bloodmage Helm. So I'm gonna go over the tree really quick. We're basically pathing to grab blood magic here. So I was able to get this helm that gives us a ton of life, some resistances, and more importantly, rarity. So I'm trying to get as much rarity as I can in the build. Currently I have about 120%. So this should, increase your farming in the end game typically. But yeah, that's about it. Everything else is standard. And then making sure to cap my resistances. I also upgraded my boots here for 35% move speed. I think the next upgrade will probably be +5 one with some better stats, but that's it for the gear. Oh, and also Blood of the Warrior flask. So this flask is actually really cheap. I think it's like 2 exalts or 1 exalt, and it gives you some really good recoup. So, not recoup, but your effect is not removed when your unreserved life is filled. So you basically get a ton of recovery from this. Alright, For the gems, pretty simple. We have Life Remnants, Spell Slinger with Snap, Harmonic Remnants, Boundless. Nothing really changed here. I haven't 6-linked my Fireball yet, but Ember Fusillade is with these gems here. Next upgrade would also probably be the Azuli's Bloodletting gem, but currently it costs 12 divines. Fireball with Nova, Fork, Unleash, Consider Casting, Despair with Heightened Curse, Focus Curse, Efficiency. Now the passive tree has changed quite significantly from the last build. Basically we're pathing down here to grab Blood Magic. So all these extra points required us to drop some nodes here. And also some of these Chaos nodes that I was grabbing initially. I think it was this node right here. That one. But yeah, I would say this is quite an efficient tree because we're able to grab these nodes here, reduce skill effect duration, which makes Ember Fusillade feels a lot better. When you're casting it now, it goes off really quick, as you can see. It's almost instant. So, and we're setting this to our 2 different weapon sets. So these ones here for weapon set 1, which is our main one, and then these ones here are for the curse nodes, where we increase the skill effect duration of our Despair. I'm gonna include a link of the POE down in the description, but I would say this is a pretty efficient tree. We're also grabbing Arcane Surge with Sanguimantic Ritual, so that Arcane Surge grants life regen instead of mana. So this helps with survivability as well. And then Jewel Socket there. We drop Ritual Cadence just because I don't feel like it was doing much anyway. I don't mind clicking Spell Slinger every once in a while. And then nothing really changed here. Patient Barrier is nice actually if you're able to get some nice energy shield on your gear, because it will increase your total hit pool quite a lot. But yeah, that is what the tree looks like. So I'm just gonna run a map real quick. I was able to locate a citadel, I believe, right here. So we're just gonna run this to show you what the damage looks like. We'll do this one here. And I've never run a citadel this league. This is the first one, so no expectations here. I don't know how the boss is, but we'll see how it goes. And ever since I made the switch to Undying Hate along with Calms, I haven't died so far. So the build has felt pretty good. So if you are also having trouble farming and you make your first maybe 10 divines, I would prioritize getting the Undying Hate Jewel first. That is the #1 priority, just because the life regen that you're getting from it is huge. Tekrot will be the priority, followed by the Heart of the Well Jewel that gives you instant leech. And then the next upgrade would probably be the offensive items like Wrath Pit, I think would be my next upgrade. And then the Bloodletting gem might be next, yeah. But those currently go for over 10 divines, so I basically used up all my currency on these upgrades, so I would have to farm it back a little, but hopefully the rarity on the gear is going to help. So as you can see, our damage has never been an issue for this build. It's just a little clunky, and I think I'm tempted to try out other skills like Arc, but I think that would require me to get Atalui's Bloodletting first so that I can play around with different skill setups. Right now, I like how Fireball and Ember Fusillade feel in terms of the damage. So that's... Oh, we got some nice explodey from the shrine, which is pretty cool. Alright, so we are almost at the boss room here. Actually, it's the other way. That is one of my biggest pain points with Path of Exile 2 so far, and I thought they would actually fix this in the previous patch, is how big these map layouts are. I know a lot of streamers have complained about it, and I don't think they've fixed it yet, so it might not be a priority item for them. And I was going to make a farming video. I've tried a few strategies, as you can see in the clips earlier. Essence, Expedition, Breach. I couldn't really put my hand on a single good one. Everything's just kind of been all over the place, so I think right now I'm just basically running maps, doing whatever I can. I've stuck with Essence on my Atlas. That's what I went with, but again, I'm just testing things out. I don't know how good it is. Alright, let's see how this fight goes. Yeah, damage is a joke. But yeah, that is how the build feels, and let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. I might post an update video in the next few days once I get those bigger items and the build feels a lot better, but right now, as you can see, damage isn't even a problem. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one. Bye.